Let's talk about money traps to avoid because most Americans are broke and will never build wealth. They're spending money they don't have on things they don't need, which will never make them any money. When most people say that they can afford something, what they actually mean is, I can make the monthly payments. But that's very different from being able to afford something. The simplest example of this is your cell phone. Okay? Your $1,000 cell phone that you have in your pocket. So many people are financing this phone on $20, $30, $40, $50 monthly payments because they cannot afford to pay $1,000 for a phone. So they think, oh, I can afford this phone because I can pay $50 a month with 0% APR financing. So I'm not paying any extra money in interest and I can afford this phone, right? But this is a money trap. What happens when you finance something that you can't afford, that you don't have the cash to buy up front? Well, now you're going to be paying this $20, $30, $40, $50 a month for the rest of your life because every year, you're going to get into this trap of buying a brand new phone. And then, secondly, you never have the pain of this money leaving your wallet. You think that you just bought a $1,000 phone, but you never had the pain of $1,000 leaving your wallet. All you saw was $50 leaving in your account every single month. And so, you think now, oh, I bought this $1,000 phone and it's only costing me $50 a month. So let me go and buy this $2,000 laptop that you can't afford, but it's only $85 a month. So now you buy that. And then you buy the sofa that you can't afford because that's only $75 a month. And now you're spending money on things that you can't afford because you think you can live way higher that you can actually afford. You thought you were being financially smart by paying 0% APR, but you just got played because now you're spending more money on things that you don't need because you never had the pain of money leaving your pocket in the first place. The reason 0% APR is so profitable for businesses is that when you buy things with 0% APR, you never have the pain of money leaving your bank. And so, now you can buy a whole bunch of things that you didn't know that you could afford because you can't actually afford it. All you think you can afford is the monthly payments. There's a difference between being able to afford a smartphone and being able to make the monthly payments. There's a difference between being able to afford a brand new car and being able to make the payments. You need to start being able to afford the things you buy, not just making the monthly payments. There are two terms you need to understand: assets and liabilities. I've talked about this before, so if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure you do that. But what you need to understand are assets are things that put money in your pocket. Liabilities are things that take money away from your pocket. Your $400 umbrella, your shoes, your lottery tickets, all these things are liabilities. If you're spending money on something and it's not putting money in your pocket, or if you're not buying it for the sole purpose of making money, it's a liability. The interesting thing about liabilities, though, is that liabilities make you look rich, right? When you go out and you buy a fancy new wardrobe, you buy new shoes, you buy a new purse, you buy a new cell phone, you buy a new watch, all this stuff makes you look rich. And so, this is what broke people do. Broke people spend all their money on liabilities. That way they can look rich, but they're actually just product rich. You look rich, but you're actually broke because you have no assets. If you want to become wealthy, you gotta flip this around. You need to start spending more money on assets, which are things that pay you for owning them. And then, once you have more money coming in, then you can afford to buy these liabilities. The first time I really understood this concept of assets and liabilities was when I first started investing in the stock market. I was running an e-commerce business and I had money in my bank. And I really wanted to buy a Yamaha motorcycle. It was the YZF model, and I really wanted to buy a YZF because it looked sweet and it would look really cool with my image. But then, for some reason, I was reading books, and every book talked about how wealthy people own real estate or stocks. I had no idea what real estate or stock investing was. I didn't grow up with asset investing family members, but I decided, I wanted to try this out. So instead of using my money to buy a car, I ended up buying into P&G. This stock, as soon as I bought it, about a month later started paying me and would continue to do so every 3 months. And after paying all expenses, which were taxes and the spread, I was left with $100 every 3 months or $33 a month. That might not be a lot, but just the experience alone of getting paid consistently for doing nothing but owning something was life-changing. This was passive income I was getting because I spent my money buying an asset instead of using my money to buy a liability, which was a car. Assets are things that put more money in your pocket. These are the things you need to buy if you want to build wealth. Liabilities are things that make you look rich, but they keep you broke. So now, if your goal is to become wealthier faster, you gotta spend less money here and buy more assets aggressively. And it doesn't have to be a ton of money to start. You can start with $5 a day, or $5 a week, or $20 a week. Whatever you have, you just gotta make these small incremental investments. That way, you can buy these assets and build your wealth faster. The reason it's important for you to be buying these assets instead of just keeping your money in your bank account is because, at the end of the day, when you're working to make money, you physically are working to make money. When you save money, your money is just sitting there and it isn't doing anything. The amount of money you have in your savings account today is going to be the same amount of money you have in a year, assuming you don't take any money out or put in, right? So if your money is in your savings account, it's just sitting there. But you can't physically always be working, right? You want to live this life where you have other sources of income coming in. This is where assets come in. When you invest your money, you can see your money grow like this. It grows quicker than your money in your savings account. And it grows without you physically having to earn this money. You're using your money as a tool, kind of like a magnet, to go out and attract you more money. And if you want to attract more money, you need to be buying more assets. The more money you put in here, the more money you're going to get back. A simple rule of thumb to help you out with this, if you want to build more wealth faster, is to follow our 5-to-1 rule, which says for every $5 you spend on liabilities, spend $1 buying assets. If you spend $5 at Chipotle, spend $1 investing in Chipotle. If you spend $100 at Amazon, spend $20 investing in Amazon. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to share your thoughts by hitting the like button. Thank you for watching. Remember, financial freedom starts with an adaptable mindset. See you in the next video. Cheers!